All right, folks, we should be live now, ready to talk a little NBA for Friday, the 11th of June. So we had ourselves some good, entertaining basketball games last night, and I wouldn't call this a hot call for the day, but I kind of expect two more good basketball games today.
Yeah, I do too. One team in a must-win situation at home, the other series tied up where the better team is on the road. So I'm with you. Expect two good games here.
Yeah, it's fun when you get games like last night where they kind of come down to the wire. I mean, obviously the Bucks Nets game really came down to the wire, but even the second game was still pretty close. Like, just playoff basketball is just awesome. It's just so much fun to watch, and I mean, I love watching the narrative change, from game to game, just like within the national media, especially. Like, imagine if like the Bucks got that huge lead yesterday, if they had just kind of rolled. Like, just the difference in people's opinions on the day, even though nothing's really changed except for one game.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's definitely exciting right now. And as the playoffs go on, you just expect these games to get better and better.
Absolutely. So I love the stuff. So we've been talking about this company, Sports Battle, a bunch this week, guys, and we're going to continue to reintroduce them. We will do another video later today, kind of breaking down some of our picks. They're kind of an up-and-comer in the DFS world. And we are working with them just to kind of give them a little boost as they're trying to get their brand out there. So check it out. It's got kind of there's some ways to get paid better, and we will review them, and we haven't done that yet on the Sports Battle show, so we'll have that drop later today, and it's a good opportunity to show you ways to make decent money.
Sweetness.
All right, memberships available through the website. Weekly memberships are a great value right now because you still got NBA playoffs and you get MLB at the same time. Subscribe to the station if you are new to it. Cash lock for the day. I am going to look at the wily veteran named Chris Paul, a.k.a. CP3, who's having himself a hell of a series. I mean, I'd like to give you guys some real numbers to back this one down, back this one up, but this one just seems kind of simple. He's healthy now. He looks healthy. He's playing the part of being healthy. Denver's probably the weakest defense left, and even though I expect them to play hard, like, I don't think they have a way to like change their defense just to stop Chris Paul, who in the playoffs should be priced in the mid-eights. He just had an abundance of injuries and some blowouts and some games where Booker balled and he didn't have to do anything, which has given him this really, really low price that's just too cheap for who he is. So this is a big series for his legacy, just like every series. The rest of the playoffs, if they continue to win, is going to be big for his legacy.
Yeah, balling right now. I mean, we talked about this on our members only video at serious length. Just a ton to like about him here. Kind of the feel-good story. Everyone wants to see him. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, because I know a lot of people that are very anti-Chris Paul, think he's a very, dirty, cheap player. And I know other people that, admire him like he's the best, like the point guard that he is. So I see both sides of it. Either way, you've got a ton of people clamoring for him to, make his first finals, finally get that first ring, up 2-0 on Denver. I don't think Phoenix wins tonight, but I think Chris Paul does everything in his power to keep them in this game. And at 7,100, he's just too cheap.
Yeah, I trust him more than anybody else on Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, me too.
All right, next up, let's talk about Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter. So for me, this is another one. It seems kind of easy. Hunter is out for the playoffs now. I know he's been like a game time decision almost the last couple days, but he's opting for surgery, so he's done. So the guy that could have taken Huerter minutes is out. Kevin Huerter's playing big minutes off the bench. You need some cheaper guys today for the build rehab. They need a secondary ball handler as they try to get the ball out of Trey's hand. This one just seems easy peasy to me.
Yeah, it does seem easy peasy. Like, again, there aren't a ton of, with only two games, two good teams with starters, and the stars getting all the usage and all the minutes. There just aren't value plays like we have on normal NBA slates. Huerter, who's playing really well right now, very affordable, no Hunter, at home. I mean, what's not to like here? And I like the point you made on the members only video. He's had a really good DFS scores the past two games. He might not have that good of a score tonight, but he's going to be right there, and I don't expect him to not play well.
Yes, maybe a couple of his threes, they rim out and they don't go in. Right. Maybe he doesn't get 2 blocks, but I mean, the other side of that is he could get an extra steal tonight. He could actually make all of his threes. He could get red hot. Like, they need a second ball handler with the way that they're playing defense on Trae Young.
No doubt about it.
All right, next up. So our overall favorite play for the day, he made the cover. That's this fat kid from Serbia, Nikola Jokic. MVP, game 3 at home, down 2-0. This is a must-win game. Like, you don't come back from down 3-0 in the NBA. Everybody knows that. He should play huge minutes tonight. And here's the other thing to like bring up. Like, we've kind of talked about this. Game 3 at home, down 0-2. Like, I don't want to get all conspiracy theorists at home, but I kind of think Denver's going to get the close calls tonight.
You'd think so, right? I'm with you. Just how do you not play Jokic on this slate? I mean, this is an absolute must win for Denver. As you mentioned, he's going to, I don't think they're going to go down tonight without, Jokic and their other starters, but without Jamal Murray, he's their main guy right now, playing massive minutes. I'm with you all the way around there. He's the first guy you lock in, I think.
I think so too. And I like Embiid today too. I just like Jokic a little bit more. Like if I could only play one of them, I would go with Jokic specifically. This isn't, like I said, this is a must-win game of must-win games. You've been crowned the MVP. You're at home. You're missing a bunch of your best, or your second best running mate. This is your time to at least go down swinging. I heard that about Giannis yesterday. Like, yeah, the Nets are the better team, so they're probably going to win this series. But if he wants to not take a major hit to who he is, like you can lose to this team because they're really good, but you can't lose and look passive like you did in game 2. It's time for Jokic to kind of go into that mold of we saw the aggressiveness last night. Just take this game over. I'm calling for the triple-double tonight. At very minimum, like a 30 and 10 rebounds. He may not get the assist. I think that's the one he struggles with more than anything tonight. But he's going to have the ball in his hand a ton.
Agreed. All the way around.
And probably get those calls.
Yep.
All right, next up. So let's take some shots today on the long shots, hence the name. I'm looking at Torrey Craig of the Phoenix Suns, and I'd like to give you guys some more breakdown about why this is, but this really comes down to salary more than anything. You need some cheap guys to go through the bill that we like today. And Torrey Craig is really, really cheap. He's probably not going to drop 30 for you. If you had to bet on 5 or 35, I think we'd all bet on 5 DK points. He's played pretty well throughout the playoffs. He's playing decent minutes most days. Decent by standard for a 3,100 guy. He knows the rims in Denver. He played here last year. He should feel relatively comfortable in this one. But this is more a price play than anything. And just to hope you can get 15 DK points out of him.
Yeah, 3,100. Probably going to get some decent minutes. It's all you can really ask for when we want the studs here. And the thing is, on slates like this, like even if Craig gets you 8 DK points, but the studs go off. Like we like Embiid and Jokic a lot. They go for 70. It's easy to think that the Embiid and Craig combo still easily beats Harris and Simmons or whoever it is.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. All right, next up, last long shot for the day. Kind of the same thing. You got Denver. You got a guy who's going to play some minutes. I think there's some potential meat on the bone for JaMychal Green right here. And what I've noticed in these games is he's been very aggressive and assertive on the boards. So he's getting his rebounding numbers, which is nice. But one of these days, you can see him getting hot from 3 and making 3 or 4 3-pointers.
For sure. I mean, again, another guy that's cheap. He's talented offensively. Like these guys more at home. Again, this is more of a price play than anything else, and you're going to struggle to find guys 3,500 getting decent minutes that have a nice role. We've seen multiple times this playoffs him play well. See no reason why it couldn't happen tonight.
Yeah, role players at home. And the other thing, Will Barton's back, and they're going to play Will Barton as many minutes as they can possibly handle with him tonight. And he could eat into Rivers, Campazzo, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, et cetera, et cetera. But they still need a backup big man to come off the bench and play some minutes here and there, and the guy with some size, and that seems to be JaMychal Green with a kind of a boring role, but a role nonetheless, and I'll take that.
Agreed, all the way around.
All right, y'all. Thank you very much. Click that thumbs up button, and we will see you for some night baseball, some sports battle, and hope you guys can win yourself some money tonight.
Thanks, guys.